When a group comes together to be discipled, then everyone needs to be on the same page. And so there need to be a constitution or a contract. Many people call it different things, but the idea is that these are agreements that everyone in the group comes to, and that might include something as simple as, will we all read from the same version of the Bible, like the ESV, for instance, or will there be a greater richness by having someone read from the NIV, some from the New American Standard, some from the New Living as a paraphrase. Another one would be, what will we do with people that just miss? They oversleep, they don't come, or they are irregular in preparation. And sometimes they come and they've studied a bit, and other times they come and they don't. So how long do the groups run? How many months during the year? How often will they meet, and during what period of time? There are all kinds of considerations, and Bill and I have learned over the years that these all need to be ironed out at the very beginning, before the very first meeting of the group as a discipleship group. So that takes time, and both of us have contracts or constitutions, and mine's 30 pages long, and they have to read it. They give it to their wives to read, and then they have to sign off on it that they really do want to be a part of this. Let me give one illustration that may give some more flesh to this idea. Let's say that there is someone who comes into the group, and he's the only one that says in his heart, I just don't do homework. I will never do any outside reading. I'm not going to answer any questions, but I do want to be in the group. And I will be here, and they look at all the other issues regarding the contract, but they just say, I'm not going to prepare. We see that person would never be allowed in the group, because all of a sudden he's lowered the standard, and therefore he has really impeded the growth and development of the people into more mature Christ-like people. So that's one illustration of why the Constitution is so important.
Yeah, I would add, John, that there are two really misunderstood concepts around discipleship. One would be the Constitution, we call it covenant, and the other would be accountability. And to look at primarily in our documents that we use for our invitation to discipleship, mine happens to be 11 pages, it's more of an educational tool, because they don't understand that the covenant or the Constitution is not with me. It's with God, and He's been wanting one since Genesis, to have a covenant relationship with you, and it's also with the fellow people in the group. You have to have some standards. So most of the time it's an educational process so that they understand it biblically, and then it's easier for them to determine whether it's the right time for them to be engaged. He's always going to want a covenant